Hey guys, I'm on the site finviz.com, which there's a lot of other screeners you can do. I think even Yahoo has a screener as well. But at the top of the screen here, the third from the left tab says screener. And I'm not sure why it's black, but it's okay. Um, Say we want under $10. They definitely changed their screener because this doesn't look like what I'm used to. Here's price to book right here. So anything under one is undervalued, or at least it should be, if what they're saying is accurate. But as you can see, this is a lot of damn companies to go through. If I went through every single one of these companies, it might take me I don't know, might take me a month, but maybe longer. But you basically can change the fundamentals or whatever to narrow it down some. When I had invested in DAC, the one that went up 30x, where I had bought it at $3.50 and went up to 100, over 100. The other company that I owned at that time was Bar. I had 5,000 in Bar, I had 5,000 in DAC. I had a 50-50, only had two stocks. So if I was wrong on both of them, I would have been dead broke. And when I bought Bar, which is a bank, and I told you I really don't particularly like banks because they don't really produce anything. The only way they make money is by stealing your money. But I bought it at $2.50, and as you can see, and just let me look at the graphs just to show you that I'm not lying. I can't remember the year I had bought DAC, but let me see here. Oh shit. No, I don't want Fintez Elite. It won't let me go back, I don't think, years. But basically, it was $2.50 when I bought it. And as you can see, it's higher than that now. So even though it would have been a couple years of basically doing nothing, I eventually would have made money on this one as well. That's the beauty to me of value investing, is you're going to make money. The only question is how long do you got to wait to make money. Like I said, I bought this a couple years ago when it was $2.50. I had 5,000 invested. The current price is $5, so I would have made $5,000 profit if I'd have sold at $5. But I would have had to wait a couple years to get there. But I wasn't wrong. This is another shipping company. I actually had this in my Roth IRA. Recently, I didn't make a video on it, but I took it out. One company I think is interesting that I probably should have invested in is this one, Geo. And these are like jails and stuff. I didn't really realize that until I was watching some of these financial audits. Not financial audits, but these auditors, these First Amendment people that go around videotaping counties, and they basically wait for the police to break the rules and unconstitutional, like beat them up or arrest them for no reason, and then they can turn around and sue the city. But unfortunately, in this country, prisons have private sector. This Geo thing, I think, makes is prisons. So this one right here is one that interests me, and it's worth a deeper dive. I actually had this one as well in my Roth, this GTE Gray Television. I was up on it. I don't know, 20% maybe. I sold it. I got out, but I'm not. I could have left it, but I decided to replace it with that company that Palbrary, whatever his name is, put 80% of his money into, so of his U.S. holdings into. So I took out. I think I had two shipping companies, Diana, and there was another one too, and then this Gray Television, and I replaced it with the other one I just mentioned. But this BBVA is basically the parent of BBAR, and I was big into Argentina a couple years ago. You know, when things were terrible there. I'm sure it's still pretty bad, but no, this is a much more manageable list. There's only 3 pages of stuff to look at. So, you know, me personally, a problem I had when I was spending probably 40 hours a week searching companies, reading about companies, is I wouldn't give my investments time to actually play out, and I was always switching. I find something else I liked a little better, and so I was constantly switching. And ideally, I would like for my picks to, you know, give them time to play out. You know, last a couple years. I haven't talked about this company on here, but a while back I had. Well, before I started making videos, I had one CX, which is a cement company in Mexico, and I like cement. I like steel. I like companies that actually make something, you know. And when I had bought it, it was probably at $4, and I think I sold at 5 or 6, and I just happened to peek at it yesterday, and it was $8. So the P now is 20. It definitely was not a P of 20 when I bought it, but yeah, the low was $3.20, and the high was $8. I didn't have that much invested in it. I want to say I had maybe $500 or something, but I don't know the exact point where I had bought it, but it wasn't this long ago, but I think it was probably, I don't know. It was probably somewhere in here that I bought it. But yeah, I mean, if you bought it at 4, sold it at 8, you double your money. Boom. See, I mean, that's all this is, guys. You know, is I mean, and to me, the hardest part is selling part. You know, buying is easy. The hardest thing is selling. I mean, when you buy something and it goes down, that's also could be a hard decision. Well, you know, hey, do I double down? Do I triple down? Do I quadruple down? Let's say I buy it at 5, it goes to 4. What happens if it goes to 3? What happens if it goes to 2? What if it goes to 1? You know, then on the upside, when if it starts going back up, you know, do I sell half once I double my money and get my money back? And I kind of like that idea because you get your investment money back, and then you can invest that money in something else that you might like better. And then if it goes up, say another 25%, maybe you could take take a profit there. That would actually be your first profit, because the first sale you just broke even, you just got your money back. But and then just either let the rest ride, or let's say you think this company was worth $10. Let's say, you know, or you could just wait till it just goes to 10 and just sell everything at 10. But you know, that might take years. You know, it might not happen overnight. But here's another one that I was right on B-Bar, I was right on CX, I was right on, you know, a lot of things. The problem I have a lot of times is you know, with CX, I think I sold at I don't know. I may not even waited. I might have bought it at 350 or 4 or something, and sold at 5. I think I made a couple $100 and got out. You know, but if I only had 500 invested and I bought it at 4 and it goes to 8, that's $500. So $500 profit. So. But yeah, I don't particularly like banks, like I said, because like I said, they don't really produce anything. I definitely do not like Chinese companies like this one. You know, like I wouldn't even look at that because it's China. You can't trust China. China is not honest with their accounting. You know, a lot of time there's a lot of fraudulent stuff. That's funny. They got one called IRS, but I would look at something like this because it's Argentina. I like Argentina because Argentina's you know, had tough times, and the way you find stuff that's undervalued is you go to the places that are getting hit the hardest by financial stuff. I mean, in Argentina, a month salary, it would take you a month's salary to go to McDonald's and buy a McDonald's Happy Meal. And that's no lie. That's just a fact. You know, that's and I don't know. I haven't really looked at Argentina in the last couple of years, but or at least a year and a half, or at least over a year. I haven't really looked at it, but that's definitely what was true as far as the YouTube videos I watched on people in Argentina talking about this kind of stuff. So like I would just go through first and look at sort by the countries and I would eliminate the China companies. I would probably eliminate anything that's bank. Even though I had half of my portfolio in this company a couple years ago, I don't generally like banks because they don't produce anything. So any kind of financial services, I would just something like this, this is like a small cap, 55 million metal fabrication. This would be something I could maybe look at, and I don't know what Good Times restaurants are. That's really a small cap, 31 million. I kind of got I've got a lot of oil and gas and stuff already, like in my Roth. So I would probably not look at those either. I totally hate like pharmacy stuff, like um, I forgot the name. I'll see it if we see one. Like all these credit services ones, I would just totally skip. This looks a little shady to me, like it's Bermuda, insurance in Bermuda. Looks kind of sketch. Um, this was the other one I had, I think. Safe Bulkers was the other one, or the other shipping company I had in my Roth. I had done so well with DAC. Um, I told you I don't really like retail, but this one's like dog stuff. People love fucking pets. Like they love dogs more than they like people, and so something like this I would probably be interested in something like this too. Looks like they've had a lot of bad news lately. I think when I was looking at this company initially, was around Christmas time, and I was watching. I worked nights, and I was watching a commercial, and it was talking about dog food, and it was this company had done a commercial on TV. So in fact, let me pull it up real quick. Let me show you what happened around Christmas time. See if I'm right or wrong. But I want to say the price was probably like down here somewhere. And here's December, right? And as you can see, Christmas actually went down, but when I was looking at it, it was before December came, and I thought, so I was like looking at it around here, thinking like by Christmas, because they had done that commercial, they would, the sales would increase, by Christmas, and actually, if I would have bought here at, I don't know what the price, $9.50. And sold up here at 12. You'd have made $2, but Now I'm not sure what this little spike was, but maybe this was when the report, some news came out about sales or whatever. I don't know. But I never bought it. I don't think. I just happened to put it on like my watch list or something. But something like this would pique my interest, as this is like metal fabrication. Um, they actually make something, Credit services, China, something in China I definitely wouldn't look at. Um, I told you this one I probably would, just because I told you I saw that commercial. Banks I would skip over. Telecom, oh, biotechnology. That's what I said. I would totally avoid biotech. That's just me, because um, what happens is, and I learned this when I was in college, is basically the way pharmaceutical companies, at least back then, they would, spend a ton of money like research and development, and then they would have a drug, right? And then they would have all these tests and all these trials, and basically the way a lot of these penny stock biotech companies work is, a trial will come out, and then, if it's good news, it will go from, like, say it's a $5 stock, it might shoot up to 10 or 15, and then, trial 2 comes, and, the trial 1 might have just been on 100 people, and then trial 2 might be on 1,000, and trial 3 might be on 5,000, but you got to make it through all these trials before the FDA or whatever approves it's safe to use. And then once it goes on the market, you got to advertise it to people. You got to have sales reps and go into doctors' offices and give free samples to the doctor, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is such a great drug, it's just a miracle drug. It's, they got to be the snake oil salesman, and then doctors will start prescribing the medicine, and then, like, so they could charge premium prices for probably, let's say, 10 years. And basically, in those 10 years, hopefully you can recoup the 10 years of R&D, research and development you spent researching this drug. And you might have to go through 20 different drugs before actually one gets on the market. So most of the research and development eventually, I wouldn't say it's worthless, because or not of any use, because you're at least doing studies, and it's documented, and you're learning. And most people create something new, and totally by accident. Maybe they were using the same recipe, and then one day they were out of an ingredient and tried something else, and bam, they had a breakthrough. But so basically, let's say you can charge premium prices for like 10 years, and hopefully you'll recoup the expenses, and then after that, then it can become a generic, and then the price drops to almost nothing. You can go to the dollar store and buy a bottle of Tylenol for $1. So when it gets to generic, the profit margins shrink dramatically. So basically, your window to is that 10 years or whatever, that where you basically have a monopoly on the market. Let's say you had Viagra or whatever, and no one else had anything close to a ED pill, and they probably dominated the market for those 10 years or whatever, and but now there's probably 15 other companies or similar things that people but basically the stock will go up and down based on the trials, and most trials never make it to market, and they've spent all this money on research and development, and they've never got a chance to recoup their losses. So yeah, you can make a lot of money on biotech if you're right and pick the right one, but to me it's kind of like craps or whatever. I don't, or there might be 30 numbers, and hey, I'm gonna stick it all on black, or I'm gonna stick it all on red, or I'm gonna stick it all on number 22. And sometimes you're gonna hit a home run, and sometimes you're not. But I think if you're gonna go biotech route, small cap biotech, you basically need 20, 30 of them. And hopefully maybe one or two will be the next Tylenol or ibuprofen. And if I'm going that route, I'd maybe invest in an older company, like maybe like Johnson and Johnson or AbbVie or something like that. I believe Johnson and Johnson makes Tylenol, but I could be wrong on that. I probably wouldn't look at this where it says sportsman. Where like retail in general, I don't like right now because like I said, no one has any money. But the rich people always have money, right? Because they always have financial assets. Inflation never bothers them. They have multiple revenue streams, whereas the average person only has their job as their only income source. And if your only income source is your work and your 9 to 5 job, well, if you lose your job or your hours get cut, you're kind of screwed. And but wealthy people have gold, they got silver, they got real estate, they got dividends from stocks, they got I don't know, they might have their own clothing line, they might have their own wine, they might have their own beer, they might have their own side hustle, and they usually have 4 or 5 different revenue streams. They don't have to just go to work. They're not stuck with just their one paycheck a month. They have 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, 20 different revenue streams coming in. Now, I'm not sure with this company. I'm sure it deals with seeds, but I might be more interested in if it was weed or something like that. So I'm not sure what kind of seeds they do. So just looking at the names, this would be something I might take interest in. This one maybe real estate. This one maybe real estate. I have this one in my Roth, I believe. And in fact, I got a lot of these energy ones in my Roth, and like I said, most of them probably go bankrupt. I don't know, but all you need is one or two of them do okay and survive, so to be okay. Nokia. This one I'd be interested in. It's also from Finland. This one I'd probably not look at just because it's in Bermuda. I would skip over the financials. Um, you know, even though I had luck with that one shipping company, 30X, and I really don't like the capex expenditure of shipping companies. They cost a lot of money to maintain. Even if they're just sitting there on the side, you still got to have people. Crew and staff there. You still got to have maintenance on the ships. You still got to constantly be upgrading your ships and buying new ships. And when you buy new ships, they're a big, huge expense. So I was right that one time when at 30Xer, but I don't know. I kind of didn't want to push my luck with shipping. So I'd probably skip over that one as well. I might take a little look at it, but real estate, and this one's in Argentina, so this one definitely is interesting to me. Hotel and motel, this one would probably be interesting to look at. This one is chemicals, which I would like, but the problem is it's in China, so I probably would skip over that one. I've already told you a little about this one. I had this one in my Roth. I just recently sold it. This one, I believe Michael Burry was big into this one. I think he had quite a substantial holding. So if you're a Michael Burry fan, this was the guy that shorted the housing market, and he kind of looks weird. I think he was born with one eye or something. I don't know, but you really can't really tell. I think he's got a glass eye. But if Michael Burry was I mean, for him, a 4 million position ain't really that. It's kind of peanuts to him, but the price to book is at 7.7. I mean, to me, that'd be like a 30% discount. So, I mean, this one is worth a look at. Definitely, all these oil and gas ones are probably worth a look at. Like I said, I'd skip over the financial ones. This one, maybe. The communication ones, auto parts, yeah, maybe, but it's in China. This one is probably worth a look at. The semiconductor. Semiconductors have one of the highest margins, usually 30%. It should be their profit margin. This says gross margins 36%. That's pretty good. This one's trading at, here's the price to book at 0.48. It's about, so it's trading about half a book value. And the book value per share is $5. The cash per share is $1. And what's it trading at? It's trading at 2.43. So, like, I know nothing about this company, but just looking right here, you got $1 in cash, right? So to me, this can't go to zero. Well, I mean, it could go to zero, but you got $1 right here in cash. So, so to me, like the bottom would be like $1. You know, so it's at $2.43. The book value is $5. You got some protection on the downside because you have $1 in cash per share. So to me, you're protected. You have a margin of safety. You're protected on the downside because it can't go below $1 because you got $1 in cash right here. I mean, it could, but and not only that, but it's only trading at half the book value. So the book value is up here at $5. You got $1 in cash. It's trading at two. Let's just say 250. If it goes up to book value, double your money. Hey, you know, if you can double your money, I mean, you're doing great. That's 100% return. You know, if you only had one stock and you could just get 100% return every year and double your money every year, I mean, you'd probably be the damn greatest investor in the world. But like I said, for me, it's better to own a basket of these things because, you know, some of them could go to zero. So maybe having 10 or 20 of these little things, and ideally I would like to see the upside at maybe 10 or 15 or 20, you know, and have a chance at a 10x potential or something. And, you know, maybe I think the value is 20 and then you have a 10x possibility. But just knowing absolutely nothing about the company, just looking at the book value per share, I mean the book value at 52% off, and the book value per share at $5, and then the cash per share at $1. Let's see what the 52-week range is. 239 to 979. So even within the last year, it had gone, and then it's basically down 75% from the high. So I don't know anything about this company. I don't know why it's down 75%, but this thing could keep going down. It could go down to $1 maybe. It could go down lower than $1. But if this thing falls to say lower than $1, I definitely would buy it because there's $1 here in cash, and it was $10 early in the year. So you got 1 to 10 upside, even if it just goes to 10. And see, something happened here. I don't know what happened, but this thing gapped down it went from 6 down to 421, and then Uh, so yeah, if someone was shorting right here, they made a killing, and then kept shorting and 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 kept shorting, and yeah, they beat this one up pretty badly. But if I bought this right here at 243, I can tell you what would happen. It would fall to 75 cents. I'd probably double down. Then it'd fall again to 50 cents. And then then I'll be like, well, damn, I've already doubled down once. I can't double down again. And then you just kind of stuck being a bag holder, and you're down 75% because you bought it at 250, and now it's down to 50 cents, and now you're just hoping and praying to Jesus it goes back to 250 and get out. But I would maybe start a really small position and then give yourself some wiggle room. All right, if it drops to 2, I'll double down. So I start out with 100 shares at 250. And let's say it goes to 2, I'll buy another 100 shares. So now I got 100 at 250. I got 100 at 2. Let's say it goes back down to 150. 150. Maybe buy another 100. Or maybe you just do nothing, and then it goes to $1, and then you maybe load the truck because you already know that it has $1 cash per share. So if they're profitable, you're going to do really well. I probably would not look at this one because it says generic. Now, maybe, but like I said, I told you I don't really like biotech companies, but this does say specialty and generic. Well, we know generic don't make shit, but specialty could. So it might be worth a gamble, And the same thing with these oil and gas ones. Man, I would just pick them all maybe and just stick them, just throw 10 of them together, and hopefully 1 or 2 of them will do okay. But yeah, you just do a screen and you just do a screen and narrow it down. I mean, I had 36 pages of companies, and then it went down to 3, and then you narrow it down some more, and then well, this is what I do, and then you look at the valuation and read about the companies and try to pick a couple ones that you think will do pretty well, and give it some time to work. But I would drive myself crazy if I did a search every damn day. Maybe if I was doing it for a living and had a couple $1 million underhand and under management, and maybe I would look every day or close to every day. But when you're a small time investor like me, you have tons of ideas but not much capital. And as you get older and have more wealth, you're going to have the opposite. You're going to have more money than you have ideas to invest. But yeah, just looking at these, this definitely would be something I would look at. Then stuff like metal fabrication, the semiconductors. Um, I don't know what that conglomerate is. Maybe some of these REITs, these real estate, um, the farm one. But yeah, I would just, me personally, like I would stay away from the biotech. I'd stay away from uh, the banks. Personally, I mean, a lot of people like banks, but I just would feel more comfortable investing in something that makes something. Like this company makes cement. I mean, it's even in the name. Sells cement, ready-mix concrete, aggregates, blah blah blah. Mexico, 1906. So this company is almost 100 years old. But they haven't done too well. I mean, if they were in 2007 $28, and then they were like $4 like 20 years later, that's not too good. But yeah, I could have held a little longer and made a couple extra $100, but like I said, I sold that a while back. But some people, the problem is if you're too descriptive and um, like insider ownership, I think this is important uh, because you want the higher ups to have some skin in the game. So like this one has some insider ownership. This one, all of these. This one is definitely worth a look at. This is a conglomerate and it's in Argentina. So maybe that's something I might look at in the future. But yeah, just by clicking like one little, one more descriptive thing, it dropped the list from 59 down to 3. So, I mean, having 59 companies to look at, I mean, 59 pages of 20 companies each, I was 50 times 20. Was that 200 companies? That's too much to. So you have to narrow it down. You have to, and I got one friend. All he does is buys preferred shares of banks, and mainly, and different strokes for different folks, and some people were happy with just a 3% dividend or whatever. But anyway, that's how I find companies. And you can choose different, you can say, I want ex-US company. So I think the US is overvalued, so I really don't want stuff in the US, to be honest, because I think there is more value to be had outside the US. Anyway, thanks for watching.